It's the dawn of a new century, and a storm is brewing over New York City. A different kind of storm, not of rain and thunder, but of ideas. And at the center of it all stands a man who sees the future in flashes of lightning that nobody else can see. His name is Nikola Tesla, and to the world, he is a paradox. A genius who speaks 8 languages, who can visualize complex machines in his head and build them without blueprints. A man who claims he can split the earth in 2, but also a man who is deathly afraid of germs, obsessed with the number 3, and who falls in love with a pigeon. People don't know what to make of him. The newspapers paint him as a mad scientist, a wizard, a crackpot. They love his theatrics. The man who makes millions of volts of electricity dance across his body in a spectacular light show. But they don't take him seriously. How could they? He talks about a world where you can talk to anyone, anywhere, instantly, through a device you carry in your pocket. He dreams of drawing unlimited power from the very air around us. They just laugh. They call it science fiction. They call him insane. But what they dismiss as madness is just a mind operating on a frequency they can't comprehend. While Edison was grinding through thousands of failed light bulb filaments through brute force, Tesla was visualizing the entire finished invention in perfect working detail in his mind before he even picked up a tool. He didn't just invent an electric motor. He harnessed the very rotating magnetic field that powers our modern world. He arrived in America with 4 cents in his pocket and a head full of dreams that were bigger than the entire continent. He was a poet of physics, an artist of electricity, but in a world obsessed with immediate profit and practicality, a poet is often mistaken for a fool. He was building the 20th century in his laboratory, while everyone else was still living in the 19th, and that is a very lonely place to be. This is the story of that genius, the one nobody understood, and the war that was about to begin over the future he was trying to build. The battle lines were drawn not in dirt, but in copper wire. And it wasn't just a technical debate. It was a bare-knuckle brawl for the soul of the modern world. On one side, a celebrity, Thomas Edison, America's favorite inventor, a master of PR and brute force experimentation. His weapon? Direct current DC power. It was simple, it was safe, and it was utterly useless for sending electricity over long distances. And on the other side, the new guy, Nikola Tesla, the brilliant, obsessive immigrant with a revolutionary system, alternating current, AC. A complex, dangerous-seeming technology that could transform voltages and send power hundreds of miles from a single source. It was elegant. It was efficient. It was the future. Edison, seeing his entire empire and fortune threatened, didn't just compete. He launched the first-ever corporate fear-mongering campaign. He needed to prove AC was so lethally dangerous that no one would ever want it in their homes. His method? Public electrocutions. He and his associates staged gruesome demonstrations, using AC generators to electrocute stray dogs, horses, and even a circus elephant named Topsy. They filmed it all. They wanted to make the word Westinghouse, Tesla's backer, synonymous with death. The pièce de résistance? He helped develop the first electric chair using an AC generator, hoping to forever link his rival's technology with execution. This was more than just business. This was personal. For Tesla, it was a war of ideals. For Edison, it was a war of reputation and money. The prize was a colossal contract to light the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. And against all odds, and against Edison's vicious smear campaign, Tesla and Westinghouse won. They lit the entire white city in a dazzling display of light, proving AC was not only safe, but superior. It was the turning point. The current war was over. AC had won. But the war for Tesla's mind, for his even grander inventions, was just beginning. With the war of currents won, Tesla's mind exploded with possibilities that left the 20th century behind. He wasn't just thinking about powering cities anymore. He was dreaming of powering the entire planet, wirelessly. In a lab in Colorado Springs, he built a monstrous tower that shot man-made lightning bolts over 100 feet into the night sky. The thunder could be heard 15 miles away. People said he was playing God. He claimed he was just tuning into the Earth's own frequency. He believed he could transmit electricity through the air, for free, to any point on the globe. Just imagine a world without power lines, without cables, without bills. He called it the World Wireless System. But the financiers, the men with the money like JP Morgan, they balked. How do you put a meter on the air? How do you charge people for something that's free? The funding dried up. His magnificent Wardenclyffe Tower, meant to be the first broadcast station for this global power grid, was torn down for scrap. It was his greatest heartbreak, and his ideas got even wilder. He sketched plans for a peace ray, or a death beam, a particle beam weapon he believed could end all war by making armies obsolete. He claimed to have built a small oscillator so powerful its vibrations could nearly bring down his entire New York City laboratory, the so-called earthquake machine. He talked about thought photography and harnessing the energy of the cosmos. To the public and the press, this was pure madness, the ramblings of a washed-up genius. But what if they weren't? What if they were just too advanced? After his death in 1943, the race was on. The US government moved in immediately. They couldn't risk these ideas, however crazy they sounded, falling into enemy hands. They seized everything. Trucks carried away his papers, his models, all of his life's work. But the biggest question remained: what secrets did those papers actually contain? The true measure of Nikola Tesla's genius isn't found in the classified FBI files or the wild rumors of death rays. It's in the very fabric of our modern world, humming all around us right now. Every time you flip a light switch, you're using the culmination of his war with Edison, the alternating current system that powers our entire planet. But his influence goes far beyond that. That smartphone in your pocket, connecting you to a global network of information without a single wire, Tesla envisioned it over a century ago. He dreamed of a world wireless system, a way to transmit not just power, but information instantly across the globe. While the government was assessing his papers after his passing, they were holding the blueprints for concepts that would become the bedrock of the 21st century. His pioneering work with resonant frequencies and electromagnetic waves laid the theoretical groundwork for radio. Though Marconi often gets the credit, the Supreme Court eventually upheld Tesla's patents, posthumously recognizing him as the true father of radio technology. The same principles are the foundation for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Even the most advanced military radar systems can trace their lineage back to his experiments in Colorado Springs. Perhaps his most profound yet invisible legacy is in how we think about energy itself. He saw the planet not as a collection of separate nations, but as a single, interconnected organism that could be powered harmoniously. He was the first true futurist, a man who didn't just invent gadgets, but willed entire new realities into existence. The world finally caught up to Nikola Tesla. We are all living in the world he imagined,